Welcome to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. The rogue judges are at it again, and this ruling, well, it upends the Trump presidency because it is a direct defiance of the president's authority, and the Supreme Court appears to have already ruled on this case. But it doesn't seem to matter to judges like Amir Ali. He has ordered the president to spend billions of dollars that have gone against the Trump agenda. And this is going to be a showdown headed to the Supreme Court. Now, before we get into the story, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, you might remember the ongoing battle about USAID funding. Billions of dollars in a huge slush fund that goes mainly to foreign NGOs, and it is for all sorts of purposes, not just propaganda that is one-sided and partisan and promotes left-wing causes, but also very questionable things abroad, such as Sesame Street in Iraq, and the American people should not be having their money taken from them to use such partisan causes, of course. So the Trump administration is doing its due diligence and cutting the waste, fraud, and abuse out of the U.S. government. He has even attempted to use pocket rescissions to claw back billions of dollars in USAID funding. And that is still an ongoing battle because of senators like Susan Collins who don't agree with the Trump administration on this cause, of course. So that's another story. Hopefully some of these rhinos can get primaried and we can get some sensible Senate decisions in the near future. But until then, the Trump administration is fighting tooth and nail to keep these USAID funding out of the clutches of foreign NGOs and out of left-wing partisan activist causes that are running contrary to common sense administration. So Donald Trump, he is trying to get this USAID funding canceled, but federal judge Amir Ali ordered President Trump to spend $11.5 billion in USAID and foreign aid, reversing President Trump's cancellation. So this guy, he obviously thinks he's a co-president of the United States. Trump is appealing in the courts. They should uphold this. As you might know, the Trump administration earlier appealed to the Supreme Court to maintain a freeze on the nearly $12 billion in USAID funding, arguing that the funds were owed by the fiscal year end. The administration claimed the right to review and cancel grants, but the lower court injunction by Judge Ali remained in place, requiring payments for work completed by February 13th, 2026. The Supreme Court had not yet ruled on this appeal by the latest reports. So this U.S. Appeals Court, it went to the D.C. Circuit in a 2-1 decision, reversed the lower court's ruling that had prohibited the Trump administration from cutting the USAID funds. So once again, rogue judges believe that they can spend money that is being used for illegitimate purposes that do not comport with the law or what Congress has allocated it for, and just saying that the Trump has no authority over this whatsoever. But nobody remembers electing any of these judges who think that they can run the country along with President Trump. This is not what democracy looks like, okay, activists out there? You cannot have unelected rogue judges running the United States along with an elected president that the majority of the American people voted for, by the way, along with every single swing state. So the American people backed Trump to the hilt in his cause to be America first. But these judges like Amir Ali and others like Sparkle Suknanen, foreign-born judges, are trying to ensure that the gravy train from the United States taxpayer to foreign entities continues unabated. Well, this is going to go to the Supreme Court. Hopefully, these judges can do the right thing on principle and say that the executive branch has the authority to set foreign policy and has discretion over funds that are clearly wasteful and do not comport with the purposes that were allocated under the legislation in the first place. So we'll have to keep an eye on this story. Let's hope that this judge gets put into his place. This really has to stop. Please weigh in with your thoughts. We appreciate hearing from you.